This one I'm trying to go to improvise. Today is the 30th, how do you say? It's the last day in September 2024. And I got the result today after my biopsy. I was pretty anxious going to the hospital to have my answer. Because in a way it's like when you go to court and you are sentenced to death, isn't it? Kind of. So I was pretty anxious, and then I came to talk to the doctor, and then he said, "You have breast cancer." And then I became so furious. I became so filled with rage that was all that mattered. All the anxiety disappeared, and I was full of rage. Because this is a killing taking place. And under normal circumstances, I would not be sharing my story. But this is not my story, this is everybody's story. This is a story about what is going on in the world. And that is why I'm sharing it, and I'm hoping that people understand the importance of it. My story. And I have been having 8 years to getting used to the thought of dying. I have been going in and out of hospitals for the last 8 years for all sorts of health issues. Now I can also put cancer on the list. And I have been talking about organized stalking, I have been talking about electromagnetic harassment, I have been talking about the war on terror, I've been talking about CIA, I've been talking about the police not doing their job, etc., etc., etc. It's all part of the same development. And yeah, it's a totalitarian development, and I think these things have to be known. Modern warfare, because that is what is the case in my situation. Modern warfare. We're talking frequencies. We are talking new weapons. That's what we're talking. Magellan disease, for instance. And I do have quite a lot of confidence in the system as a whole, still. But if you're talking about deep state, for instance, I have no confidence. And that is the people I'm talking about. If you make a general perspective, that is the people I'm talking about. The phenomenon deep state. And you can also look at it from other perspectives and you will get a totally different story. Because this is an evil agenda. A totalitarian agenda. That's a totally different story. But everybody knows the term, I suppose, deep state. So when deep state operates, they activate their people within the system. When I go to the hospital, which I've been doing a lot for the last 8 years, acute, because I can't breathe or something like that, everything seems normal and the staff is normal. They are mostly Danish, all the doctors, and etc., etc. When I come to these appointments, the setup is totally different. Appointments that are kind of designed in advance, meaning I get a letter, you have to meet this day at that point of time to this talk, as today, for instance. This staff I'm not comfortable with. But 95% of the state, I suppose, is running as it's supposed to. And many people have been calling me insane for the last 8 years. I think I have done a pretty good job proving that I'm not. Both by filming the events taking place around me, showing the Magellan disease, the neurotechnologies, all of these things. But if people want to call me insane, they should take in consideration, as I said in my last video, in 2020 I was diagnosed with electrohypersensitivity. In 2021 I was diagnosed with what was then chronic obstructive lung disease. In 2022 they found damage to my heart. In 2023, in 2022 they found a uterus completely destroyed with fibroids, which are also kind of a cancer-like thing, but it's more, it's not a evil cancer form apparently. In 2023 they found damage to my heart. I was going in and out of hospital for all the 8 years after I began talking about organized stalking and electromagnetic harassment. That is when I became a regular patient at the hospitals for all of these symptoms, mainly lung issues. So in 2023 they found damage to my heart, and now I have cancer. And it's all centered here. It's both the lung issues and the cancer in the left side of the chest. Listen to my my previous video and you will know it's the same place. This is modern warfare. This is a shadow war, and I have been used for experimentations. When I look back at my life now, knowing what I know today, since I was a child. I had my first Magellan symptoms when I was 13. I was hospitalized unconscious with a Kundalini awakening when I was 30, and then it just kept going. And now I'm here. I have to be operated next week. And then they have to start radiation therapy. And I'm sitting listening to them thinking, why? Because I know what the issues is. And if people were to look at my story, they would realize that this is some kind of a new form of modern warfare where they can actually kill people, take them out of the picture, and call it natural causes. However, my story, and that is why I've been trying to work so hard on my story, is more complex because it involves both organized stalking. I have footage of that, video footage. It involves many health issues, etc., etc. So to call it natural causes or insanity or what else people would like to call it, that's just crazy in my opinion. But yeah, I was very anxious when I came to the appointment. I was like, please don't say I have cancer. Please don't say I have cancer. That was kind of repeating in my head. And then when they said, yes, you had cancer, I became furious. And that is how I feel right now. And it's a good feeling in my situation. It's a very good feeling. Because I have all the right to be furious. They have been misusing me the most of my life. And this is the final kind of, it is cruelty. And that is another perspective on this deep state agenda. It is cruelty. And no, I won't go into all of this about weapons and how it affects you. I can tell you so much that when I had my biopsy at a private company, all foreign staff, I was the only patient apparently. I came into an empty building, and they came with the needle. They were already ready when they received me, more or less. After that, I've been having this cold stream going from my here where they put the needle in, and up to my arm here, pit, I don't know what you call this, and then down in my left arm. That began after that. When you look at the Nazism, Second World War, that's how they did it. I saw a documentary once about an a home for orphan people. I don't know, I can't say it in English. But a place where you put children out without parents. And they actually killed them because they were kind of waste, right? In the Nazi agenda's opinion. Anyway, how should they survive? They had no parents, so why not kill them with injections? That's what they did, in silence. And then the main character, a young boy, 2 weeks before it all became known, because at one point people start to realize he was killed. But so that was very sad. And it's a true story. It was a true story. It was based on a true story. And that is the same thing they're doing now. They're trying to do it in hiding. Then we have the pandemic and blah, blah, blah. I won't go into that, but it depends on, everything depends on trust. Do we trust the system? I don't trust the system. I trust the system, but I don't trust this part of the system. Call it deep state. Call it the deep state. So I have plenty of things I would like to say. And then again, maybe at another time. But I do think that people should realize that this is, we have to demand changes, because otherwise this is going to be a hell on earth. And these are not communist. Many people are talking about this, it's a communist agenda. No, it's a totalitarian agenda. It's a fascist agenda. It's the far right and I almost want to say that they're good friends in the Bible Belt who's behind this agenda.